Good morning, lovely people. I am here with, or we are here with a very bubbly Mana-zita Bosch from Mana Makeup. And
Miss World. She looks like Miss World.
Amazing. I mean, really.
Oh,
I always wonder how long it must take to do something like this in the morning. I am not a super clued up makeup person, but I mean the result shows for
Together
itself.
we need about 5.5 minutes.
But well done. Good morning, Mana. Very nice seeing you.
Oh, good morning to you, ladies. Thank you so much for having me on your beautiful platform. I feel truly blessed, truly honored to be in your company this morning. And also just hi to everyone that's watching us. And yeah, I think you're doing an amazing job with this platform, Sylvia and Alfie. Like just hearing everyone's story. It's truly
Thank you very much.
inspiring.
Thank you. That means a lot to us. And I mean, we have met you personally. You are obviously also, I believe, much affected, you and your industry, like with what is happening right now. And most definitely, we want to support everyone who is in that industry and at least to show up for your industry and to give your industry a face. And
what
you
a
have
beautiful face.
Yes. So let's us maybe start.
Nick, before you start, I want to say you just look gorgeous.
Full stop.
Yeah, full stop. This is what we have to say. And period, right? They say in English, period. Yeah, I was looking for the right word.
Thank you so much.
So that need to be said.
Well, she's a professional, and maybe we jump right in this. So,
yeah, exactly. What we were just talking when we said like that we are going online, because we just said like I would be interested like how you can transform like two ordinary like people like us one day in the future, not tomorrow, not I don't know what.
I wish it was tomorrow.
Okay, well, come here. Now, I mean, like into something maybe not as beautiful as you, but somehow like that. I think I would be really interested. I always look at these pictures in the magazine, you know, like before and after, and I really think like, is it really the same person that they use? You know, sometimes I doubt, you know, like I really doubt. So if we can make this experiment with the two of us, I would be in, and you can use this as a reference. I mean, like I would be like I would be interested.
Mom is excited. People out there, can you hear it?
Yeah, because I would be interested. What can you do out of me?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, but now we go back to you.
Yeah, no, like it's like you said it so perfectly, you know, normal people, you know, just bringing out the beauty. And I think that's what making everything like an artistry, you know, it's like taking an ordinary lady who actually feels ordinary and everyday like, and just taking her to the next level, you know, pushing her boundaries to say to herself like, this and this is me, you know, it may not look like me, but this is me, you know. So I think that is like the best thing of my job is like just giving to women the empowerment of, you know, it's not only the glossy magazines, you know, there's a whole team behind that model, like laying there or standing there, you know, we all just always think, you know, it's like she's got this perfect body, her hair and her makeup is perfect, but there's a photographer that poses them like that. It's like us making them look like that, you know. Some do have beautiful natural beauty, you know, but others need a bit of work more, you know. So yeah, I just think that's amazing, you know, to transform like everyday people to the next level.
Wow.
Okay, maybe then before we go back,
I just want to say
back a little bit into the past. Like I mean, and I think that is maybe for a lot of ladies, they can relate maybe right now, you know, because I think when times are tough, you don't feel great. And I think makeup, or maybe like tell us your side of the story. Do you think makeup and just like working on yourself, like inside out, and not only maybe makeup, but really like self-care and like self-love, I think that is one like overall a topic. How important is this in a time like now, like to really also, you know, not let go of yourself? Because I mean, still for a lot of people, they are in lockdown, they might not even need to see people. They need to go to the shopping center, to the mall, whatever. They just need to go buy their basic groceries, and that's it. Go back home, maybe like go cook and do some basic stuff. But how important do you think? Yeah, and I mean, and I know, I mean, there are people that used to like really dress up, just bringing out the garbage out. But I think right now also a lot of people let go of themselves because the circumstances are completely different, and it takes effort to just like really work on yourself, you know, like whether it is lipstick, like whatever the basic stuff that you do for yourself, not even as a makeup artist. But
I mean,
how
like,
do you think, like how much do you think, wait a second, that because I want to say just what how we feel like, but like what do you think from your side, like does it do makeup for ladies right now?
No, absolutely. I must say, like 100%, you know, some of us, we were always in this job. We have to look presentable, you know. We did our makeup, like we took the time. Others not so much, and that's also perfectly fine because remember, like makeup is also such a personal thing. Lots of ladies don't like it, lots of them love it, you know. And in these times, yes, there's better days than good days or bad days, you know. And then in the beginning of lockdown, I felt, you know, like, wow, now my skin can breathe for a bit, you know. I'm never going to put on makeup through this lockdown. It was only supposed to be 21 days without makeup. That will be fine, you know. And you start missing it, you know, and like putting it on, it just makes you feel so, you know, today's not that bad. You know, it could have been worse. Like, I'm not saying put on a full face of makeup. Yes, amazing if you do, you know, taking out your rubbish bin and just feeling queen for that moment. But, you know, for most of us, it's like a really hard time now. And I think a lot of people, or women especially, like struggle to find self-love now, you know, because everything, especially if it's like a family orientated thing, everything goes on the mom, you know, it's the children, the house still needs to get ready. Where are you going to find time to put on makeup, you know? So yeah, I just feel it's necessary, even though you're not going anywhere, just self-love. I think if you have self-love for yourself, you can overcome a lot of things in life.
Yes.
That's very, very nice how you said it. And even if you just put makeup on and you let come some like some food at night and you make a nice table for your hubby or your friends or your family or whatever, and just make you a good day. And I think like what Elsie said and what you said is like, since we have this tits and this is almost like 15 days after lockdown, well, I don't know when it started actually, honestly, or 2 months, we had to wear every single day somehow of a kind of a makeup, you know. And
not comparable to
no,
what you're doing.
I mean, like, just we had to put a little of color on, like, let's say like
Yes,
that, but
just
to feel at least a bit presentable, you know. So that was for us also a way, like in the morning, sometimes we said we really enjoy it. Sometimes we said, whoa, that's really getting like a little bit like a burden, you know, like every single day, because we don't have weekend, we don't have holidays. It's like from Monday to Sunday, from Monday to Sunday. It is in a certain way nice, but also we felt like we could have now a day off, like, you know, like without makeup again. So you can enjoy the one side, but you can also enjoy, I think, the other side. So exactly what you say, when you feel like that, just do it.
Absolutely, just do it, you know. And we don't always need an excuse, you know, to put something on. If it makes you feel good, I mean, wearing heels, wearing a sequins dress, whatever, if that makes you feel fabulous for the day and getting you through this, do it. Why are we always just keeping everything for special occasions, you know? Do what makes you feel fabulous every day. If that It's a lipstick, and well done, ladies. I always see you wearing color on your lips. I love it. I think that is phenomenal. So if that color lipstick makes you feel wonderful, do it. No one is standing in your way.
You know, I
Thank
can
you.
tell you the secret. We want people to see our mouth. That's why we use
Oh.
lipstick.
Nothing did.
No, we actually enjoy it, honestly saying. So we really enjoy that. But coming back to your own story, maybe how Mana became a makeup artist. Was it like a dream from a little girl, or just did it happen by accident, or how did you become who you are today?
Well, I was actually thinking about this question, and I think our lives are always, you always think it's that certain like time and moment, that yes, that's when it happened for me. But when I think back, there's all these little roads, like leading to now, where you are now. But I think most people know that I do have a photography background. So I went to study photography back in 2008, just leaving matric, thinking all the years, like, I'm going to be a photographer. That's what I'm going to be. I always like chose my subjects because I know I'm not going to do medicine. I'm going to do something arty, like photography. That was my thing. So I went and studied 3 years at TUT in Pretoria. And you just always needed someone, if you do portraiture or fashion, someone to work with the skin and face, just to make it look a bit more professional than the rest. So I think slowly but surely it crept in, because in school I always thought like someone who did hair and makeup doesn't have a brain. It like, I just don't know what I want to do with my life, so I'm just gonna do some hair and makeup. Like I was that person. Thought that, and actually when time went on, it's like it's such a crucial part to photography, and slowly but surely getting a love for it, and feeling the vibes. And it was a few years after studies that I just said to myself, it's now or never. I need to do a makeup course, because that's what I'm feeling inside. And I talked to my husband, and he's like, well, I think we must start like a family. And I'm like, but I really need to start like makeup. And he's like, okay, I'll make you a deal. Like, you can go and study makeup if we can try for a family. I'm like, okay, yay, I'm getting my way. Maybe he's getting his way, like whatever. So I signed up at Cecilia Ferry Academy, where I did my 7-week course and basic bridal. And we started on the Monday. The Thursday, I found out that I'm pregnant with my son. And that was just amazing, And I think it came at the specific time when needed, I was with the photography, I was like, always here and there, not really finding my niche, like this is what I'm going to do. And with makeup, me work harder for my son. It's like, you need to get your life ready now. So makeup was this like pushing point, like going forward, like you need to do this for a reason. And that's why I just got into makeup like that. And I think it's like 5, almost 6 years in now. So it's just, I think I've got the best job in the world, to be quite honest with you. So that's my story.
I mean, it's definitely like and look at how much passion she has, and she's just talking about.
I mean, it's definitely like, I mean, it's in a way, I mean, we're in the same industry, so we never really see sad people while we do what we do, I mean, the same with makeup. You always meet people who are excited for a special occasion, whether it is a wedding, I don't know, a red carpet event, some special event, like event that they're going, or even just to do something for themselves. But they are happy because like they have, like they are shining within, and you obviously make them even more beautiful in the process. But
absolutely,
we are not bankers. We don't need to sell someone an insurance.
Exactly. Or
we don't. I don't know.
Yes, always
it's a
whatever. Just so
sorry,
everything
it's just a bit of delay. But so it's a really beautiful industry to be in.
Yeah, Oh, absolutely. But with the beauty, there's always a side, that's a bit darker than what looks glam and fabulous, Um, and I think with you ladies as well, when you work with people, there's two sides always, So, yes, we make it look fabulous, and that's why we're there. But you can also deal with a lot of different things as well.
Of course, and I think, I mean, we are in the most personal business we can be in, So I mean, we see sides also of personal stories and tragedies and personalities that you might have never even thought exist. But it is also like in our, like, I mean, in our professionalism, to just keep it to ourselves. But we come so close to people, we come so close to families, to conflicts, to problems, to really like a lot of very serious issues in life, that it's not just about like happy faces and smiles, but it is obviously always an occasion when makeup is needed, or when people are going for an event, that they just blend out everything that is negative, and they just, for that moment, they need to shine.
Yes.
And this is also obviously your moment.
Yes.
Can I ask you, the first time that you did makeup, then like once you went through your teaching, and you put yourself out there as a makeup artist, like how did that pan out? Like, was it someone that you knew? Was it a client that, I don't know, like you got from somewhere? Like how did it make you feel that finally there was someone who was paying like really for a service that you were offering to them?
Yeah, exactly. No, so with the Cecilia Ferry Academy, so you do the basic bridal course, and then you need to do, like, I think it's like between 30 or 40 hours like freelance work. It can be paid, but most, let's be honest, back then no one paid. You like just playing on faces and whatever. So I just put it out there on like Facebook groups, like, hey, I need a few faces for a few hours of work, just to complete my course. Like, who wants to come, So I just put it out there, and the response was phenomenal, to be quite honest with you. Like, I didn't think like anyone will trust me first, because I mean, you don't know that person at all, and coming to a stranger's house as well, that doesn't even have like a certified, like, I don't know, like, she is a professional. So any case, so I did like loads and loads of ladies. Until this day, I do get referred by them to say, like, go to Mana.
Wow.
She's
Amazing.
whatever. So back then you feel like, you're working for free, and you're working your ass off, for nothing. But it's never for nothing. Someone sees you, and someone trusts you, believes you. And I also think, yes, makeup is what they're there for, but when they have like a good experience, and it's a nice chat, and you just carry them on your hand, that will put you full. Like, I love people who I can connect with, and if that's with flowers, if that's with photography, if that's with makeup, whatever, like, I'll stick with that person. It's like your person. So it's amazing. So I'm very privileged, very fortunate, like, for the clients that I have.
Wonderful. That sounds really amazing. And I mean, what a story. Like, but it's interesting, our chats that we had in the past. There was almost nobody that had this real dream to be who they are actually right now. Their path was always like a little bit curvy, right and left, and then like one leg to the other one. This is very interesting. And I mean, also maybe interesting for young people, young entrepreneurs. They maybe don't know really exactly who they are and where they want to go. Just like follow the things that come across your life, and what you feel is good for you.
You cannot deny those paths, and don't get me wrong, like, I mean, I knew I want to do photography back in school. I remember my mom and my dad purchasing like my first little film camera still. I'm old like that. I'm still in the film, and like shooting events and whatever. And then waitressed, got my first like good amount of money so I can buy a digital camera. Not something fancy, just like that I don't need to print. It's all by hand, it's like I can have it like at my fingertips. I thought that was amazing. But then studying photography, and it's a long time as a young person, like being busy with something that you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And after photography studies, I just felt drained. I felt a lot of passion lost. Is this going to be me? Is this really what I signed up for? And we actually had a conversation about photography. It's like sometimes you feel you're a photographer, but like when you go deeper, maybe I like the fashion more. Maybe I like the lighting more, or these all little things. And in my case, it was definitely like the beauty and the face, like was my thing, absolutely. And now it's so amazing to have the photography background. I
just
see
wanted to
things.
say it helps you now. Yeah.
You can definitely see things differently. I don't know always if that's a good thing, because I mean, you need more to show up. We always say, and if we do makeup for video work or whatever, if you think you've got enough, just add a little more. And if you think that's enough, just like more, And if you work with brides, that's always like a thing to get like the right consistency. Does she want to look fabulous for years on her photographs with a bit of darker makeup that she's used to? Or are you going to be on the day who people know you are? Your photography is still going to look, your photographs are still going to look amazing, but it could have been that amped up one, So it's a really personal thing there as well.
Yes.
I also think like this is maybe a little bit mostly a lack of information of ordinary people like brides, because like people in the photography or in the wedding industry, we all know that you need a little bit more makeup than normal to look good on the picture, because the picture needs a little bit more and still looking natural, beautiful.
Yes.
And most of the brides want to look, this is their biggest goal, they want to look natural, and this too natural can be too little for a good photo.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. No, it's very hard. I think sometimes that is like my one thing that I still struggle with. Some trust you like fully, and when they get their photographs, it's like, yes, Mana, I can understand why you said a bit more. It looked just so put together, more structured, those type of things. But yeah, natural is still good, and I think natural is really going back now. It's coming back now. So yeah, it's always for me when someone says they want to be really natural, it's like one shadow on the eye and that's it. Then I'm like, really? It's very hard for me. I think you also like pick your, it's like picking your florist, it's a very personal, you like Sylvia and stuff, and not hers. And with me, I think when my people choose me, my clients, they want eyes, it's like very out there, bold. Yes, we see you. You're the bride. You're coming in full force, So where other brides are more like complexion, Yeah, so you need to do like research very heavily on your makeup artist before you pick.
And I think there's no right or wrong, I mean, it's not like you do it the right way, the other one does it the wrong way. It's just preference. It's like personal choice, like how you want to see yourself on one of the most special days in your life. And I mean, it's right if some people say, I want to feel good like the way how I present myself. And I think no makeup artist can like really like give you that feeling. It needs to come from like inside, it needs to show on the outside. So you are helping like this person to feel better, because I mean they are already beautiful, as you said before, you know, you're just helping them to just like show much more of what is inside. Some need maybe a little bit more color or like whatever, work on it, some a little bit less, and they are fortunate enough, but it's still them, it's still, they should still see like them when they look like in the mirror or when they walk down the aisle. They must feel comfortable in their skin. And I think that is the biggest yeah thing out there. So
challenge.
yeah, and it's also I think the biggest goal for everyone who is doing makeup artists, because you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for me or for like whoever is like sitting in the chair, you know. So it's so and I think that is by the end of the day the important message, that like makeup is there to make the person who is like getting it,
Make the person up.
yeah, make the person up, yeah,
Yes.
make up. That was just your new creation now, yeah. But no,
It says in the word, you know.
yeah, so I think that it's a special light that glows when you feel comfortable in your own skin. And I think this is then what it's easy to capture from a photographer's point of view. Like when you have a person who feels comfortable in their own skin, then also the images, like no matter, even if you have the right makeup from the view maybe of a makeup artist, like this is what shows. So I think that is amazing. But coming maybe to trends, you said natural is still like it's not leaving in 2021. Do you see like other things happening for the next year that that you maybe could like share with us in terms of trends for hair and makeup, or maybe just makeup?
Oh, um, so I always say when it comes to trend, like we always think like, okay, wintry, it's very dark lips, you know, summer is more like pinky coralies, you know, but makeup is so personal that I always feel like you cannot tell a bride, you know, what is in, what is out.
Yeah.
Not everyone likes a red lip, you know. Although we can always see it like with something with a winter wedding or a burgundy lip, which I think is fabulous, but it's not for everyone, you know. So putting a trend on a bride, I don't know if that's maybe a good idea, you know.
No, I wasn't.
And
And sorry, maybe if I to interrupt. And
no,
I didn't mean to like enforce a trend on a bride, but like the same as in flowers or in fashion, you know, there are trends like happening,
Or
and
lashes,
Yeah.
or how you make the brows, or things like that.
like
You
for
mean
us
this,
it's
right?
it's colors, for example, and we like the event industry goes very closely to fashion, so we see like very much, so when we see the next season we can already like almost predict a lot of brides will ask for those colors like in their wedding, like sort of. So this is just like not to enforce. I never would do that also in the like in the event. If someone wants a 70s style wedding right now, where we are in 2020, this is the way you go, you know? So this is what we're gonna do. But nonetheless, a lot of people, they just, I mean, Pinterest is out there. People look at like blogs, they look at Instagram, they look at Pinterest, like everything that is out there that is just predicting like what is possible. So and we know that beauty is something beautiful to look at, and that's why I just wanted to see like what is it that you're seeing maybe online, like a lot of lately, where you say this could be something that we
Or
can
is it a
see of
technique,
more
maybe?
next year,
Yeah.
or
Maybe a
technique, or
technique, yeah.
I don't know, some products that you say this is now new.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel there is trends, but we also need to work with personalities. But the trends that I see, that I think maybe it's just the people that I follow, I don't know, but you know, I just I love the Australian, I call it the Australian type of vibe for makeup. It's very, very glowy skin, minimal eye makeup, but still you're bronzy, still out there, but not as like your Western type of makeup. That's like, we've got the wings, we've got the lashes, we've got the contour, we've got everything going. Where the Australian market seems for me more the beach babe, you know, it's like very glowy, bronze. I feel, but that's a good look for everywhere. Like, it doesn't have to be trendy, it can go on forever. I think that's like what people would like to see, you know. So, but yeah, but I think if you go with mono with a bit of oomph, you know. So yeah.
Okay, understand. So we bring a bit of Australia back home every day. So let's say like that. Just
yeah. But I think this.
I would be, yeah. No, carry on. Carry on. No. Go. You are again.
The delay is so bad. But there's also a lot when you just said, Alfie, about the Pinterest and the Instagram, you know, all of that. There's also a very Slovakian, Russian, very hectic eye makeup that a lot of people bring to us, you know, and it looks amazing. But ladies, that's a lot of makeup, hey? Like, when I say a lot, that's a lot. And it's like, can I look natural like this? You know, I'm like, no. I know it's on the photos once again, but you're not going to look natural in real life, you know? So, yeah.
Yes. But particular the Russians, I mean, you can tell a story because Alfie was studying for a little while in Moscow. So, I mean, cool. Like, how do they come to the university? How do they?
Yes, I mean, they come to university already as if they would walk a fashion show or a catwalk. So, but that's a completely different style. They have a complete different understanding also of makeup and like how they show even in normal daily life. And there's, again, nothing wrong with it. It's part of their culture. It's part of their upbringing. And it's part of what people like to see. So, so that is, but I think just for South Africa, like, and I would be maybe interested if you have so far only done weddings in South Africa or if you were also like able to travel. But I think for South Africa, like generally, people who come here or people who celebrate here, they may want to have like a certain chic or a certain extravagance, but still somehow in their heart, people are still natural. You know, they are still sort of earthy, if I can call it, even though if they want to like show off and they want to look their beautiful best on the day and they want to have glam eyes and like a certain glow, and but people I think who celebrate here in this country, they are still for a certain look, which is beautiful because this is what a lot of venues out here also portray. You know, we have specifically where you are in Cape Town, I mean, we have those really like historic, ancient, almost like buildings, you know, like from really the past. We have the winelands, we have, I mean, a lot of like more modern buildings in the city, but nonetheless it's not this how can
this
I
Nigerian glamour, let's say like that. I mean, like they have a very specific like kind of makeup in northern African countries.
Yeah, but I mean, I was talking still about Russia. So the Russians, they obviously they have a complete different style, and it's like for the most part of it, it's cold there in Russia, you know. So you really you only see like the little bit of the face of the ladies, you know, and this is the I mean the eye-catching part.
Same like in Arabs. In Arab countries also, the eyes is the most important.
And they are, just maybe as a hint, there are more ladies than gents in Russia. So that's why they also have to do the little bit more extra effort for for the guys, like to really like
to get one.
So this is not the subject right now here actually. I wanted to ask you, were you actually like able to travel like for your job, like maybe within the country or maybe even outside the country?
So I think for me, it will be just amazing if I can get like an international wedding, because that unfortunately has never happened before. Because I think the beauty community is so massive. I think in your area you can find someone superb, you know, unless I think they're like a die-hard fan, you know, of yours and they've been following you. So no, I haven't, but I've traveled to Joburg for one or two. And that's it, you know. So, hey, if you know of someone, you can just send them my way.
You know what we
Okay.
always say? You have to create your own demand. Take one of your friends said you have to get you have to get married in Italy. So you travel
Yes.
with them, making your event in Italy. Take us with you. So and the wedding is done. You know, like we all travel
You
to
make
Italy. So
Yeah.
this is how it works.
I'll
Done deal.
do it for free. I'll just need my Instagram. Hey, doing makeup in Italy. How nice is this? You know? Yeah.
I was like,
Fabulous.
who wants to come with?
No, but then that is
Exactly.
like,
how many aunts and how many aunts and nieces and whatever needs makeup? Bring. I'll just do it.
yes. But that's a law of attraction, you know. I think this is also, if you have it on top of your mind, and if you are like really working towards this, it will come. Like sooner or later, it will come your way. And I think that is really important. Is that already? If I would ask you the question, like, what is your maybe like really goal or aspiration for you as a makeup artist? Is that something that you would answer, like really to go like to a different country to do makeup somewhere else for someone, or what would it be?
Yeah, I think that will be definitely my top. I know there's a lot of makeup artists that would love to like start their own academies or have a makeup line or, you know, all those big aspirations. But for me personally, it will be such a goal if till the day that I stop doing makeup, like just every day getting out of bed, loving my job. I think it must be like the worst thing ever not to love your job. And if that's all that I'm fine with, that's perfect for me, you know. So yeah, I don't have these major ambitions, you know, being this businesswoman of the year or everything like that. It's just being true and not losing passion. Just
This is
like,
so important what you're just saying.
Yeah.
You know, this is so important. And I think this is say this again. I don't need this huge goal. For me, it is important to love my job and not to lose the passion for. I think this is like this is it, what we all need. And I mean, like we both of us, we have been in different businesses and we had felt the situation that the business went well, but we didn't love anymore what we did. And this is the worst case that can ever happen to you.
yes, absolutely.
It's a cage.
And I think yes. I think for me, I came too close at a stage of my life, losing passion, that I don't want to go back there, you know. So, and I know what pushed me to that edge. And I really, that's like the one thing that I don't wish on my makeup business is being in that position, you know. And that's why I work hard, you know, still working hard, you know, but just like
Yeah, of course.
not losing it, still feeling humble and, you know, just touching lives, you know, that's amazing for me.
And
Love
I
you
think
for that.
that's amazing. And I think I yesterday actually I was listening to a chat also, and they were talking about success and how tangible or non-tangible success is. And I think like the most like important part or message is that success is not about wealth, or is not about financial status, or is not about like how many awards you can get, and like how many like tangible things you get. Success obviously is always also very subjective. It's not objective. For some it might be like $5 million in the bank, for some it might be a Ferrari outside, for some it might be like a bicycle, you know, or for some it might just be that they are happy with the situation that they are in, and they strive to be better tomorrow as they have been today. And I think that is really something important, that also you as a human being, while trying to be successful, are trying to be true to yourself and like finding yourself, I think is the most the most highest success. Like if you can do something that you are happy and passionate about doing, because also we have to be quite honest, not everyone can, not everyone is in the fortunate position to be able to do what they are passionate about, because they have a family, because they need to sustain their families, and they need to bring food on the table, and they have no choice maybe to do what they love. They just have to do it to just make it work, and I think that is really like really important, that people understand that success is also measured by the number of lives that you have touched in a very positive way. And I think like when people come back to that, I think they look at things in a completely different way. So it's I think it's very, very important, and it makes you even more lovable person than you are already. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it's true. True, it's true.
Thank you. No, absolutely.
Yes.
And sometimes we just, yes, we live in fear because am I going to be able to pay my bills if I leave my full-time job for pursuing what I love in my heart? And I think that is like the biggest holdback in anyone's life is fear and not believing that it can actually become successful. Yes, there's going to be hardship. Yes, there's some days that you feel like, I just want a flipping paycheck at the end of the month without worrying. But that's not going to bring
And
happiness in.
yeah, that's also, it's quite interesting because it comes really like yesterday. I took a little bit of time off just for myself, and I was watching some videos, and there was also one thing that I found very interesting, like in terms of fears. There was a video online that says there was an aunt, like a small little aunt that was like walking in circles where they have drawn a little circle around her. And this aunt was always working inside the circle. They just like really marked it on the floor, like a little circle around it. So what it should represent was this circle was the fear of the unknown. So and this actually just represents, if this little aunt just really had the leap of faith to just really cross this little marker, like this little colored like circle, there would be nothing to fear of at the other side. But I think that is something that is happening in our mind, that fear is just something mentally that we just need to say, you know what? You do not have the power, fear, to actually dictate what my next step is going to be. And I think that is really like important, because fear is not something that you can touch. Fear is something that is in the mind. So fear is something that, like, I mean, as business entrepreneurs as well, we might sometimes really think, oh no, can we take the risk? Is this really something, like, how are people judging us? Like, what, I don't know, is my family saying, my partner saying, or whatever, or am I good enough to do this? But I think that is not the way how you, as a successful person, because again, a successful person is about touching life. And if this is your priority, then you will forget about this fear. And I think that is just something that I wanted to add on this, because this is for a lot of people, I think right now, also specifically in this situation that we are in, where people are not only faced with a lot of fear in terms of, am I taking enough risks, but also like a lot of, I mean, real issues. I mean, a lot of financial stress, a lot of mental stress, a lot of difficult situations. But don't let the fear, which is just in your mind, block you from maybe even coming out with an amazing story. Because right now, in crisis like this, there's a lot of tragedy happening, but there's also a lot of growth. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of things that can be possible for a lot of people right now. So I think that is, I hope this is a good message. And I really also applaud you for your positive outlook on things, because I know, I mean, we are all smiling in a way, But sometimes inside of us, we have those
But we
moments.
all have to pay our bills. I mean,
Yes,
like,
where
and
we
that
are
money
like,
must come somewhere.
what are we doing
Yeah,
next? You
it's-
know, and I think that is the
Yeah.
platform, like why I also, or why we created it, because sometimes we just feel like, are we feeling this alone? Like, how are other people coping right now? I mean, is there a magic
Exactly.
formula? Is there something that we are not doing right? Is there something that other people are doing better than us? So
Yeah.
right now, think or tell us, like, how from a makeup point of view, what is it that you are doing right now as an entrepreneur to also stay on top of mind of people? Like, are you
Or
going
maybe
online?
when is your tell me maybe if you like when is your next actually wedding job or event job, or that also people understand what are the circumstances like a makeup artist is in, you know?
Yeah. So as I've got it, I think it's like somewhere in September is my first, but it's all local. It's no international brides. I mean, obviously, but I don't know. I'm the like always the optimist, you know, just thinking about, yes, we will make this happen, you know, or yes, it's going to happen. But there's some days where I feel like, is it going to happen? You know, like, yeah, it's like so unknown, which quite freaks me out. I know, like all my international goals, like obviously postponed till whenever, but yeah, I feel like as well as you said, like how staying on top, like people remembering you know, because everything is so quiet. Like, what are we gonna do? And yes, we've got some photos to put in the feed and whatever, but we all then just look the same, you know, like what is going to make you stand out a bit more from your competitors, if you want to call it that. Um, so I always thought I'll never, ever in my life do the videos that I did. Like, I always feel there's so many people on social media doing videos on that ant that you talked about, on that ant, like just staying in my circle because really, you know, and then I just like, I need to keep busy, you know, like let me figure this thing out. I've got no idea how to shoot video, but let's grow. And I must say, like, the response of it was quite overwhelming. I didn't think it will be what it was. So, yes, it always takes a very uncertain time to push you out of your limits, to try something new. And maybe that is what's going to put you, oh, the girl with the big hair in the videos, you know, like they'll remember you, you know. So yeah, that's how I try to overcome this COVID, you know, alone.
And it's very important that we all like also be not just honest to ourselves but also honest to others, because I think in our industry we spoke about a lot to others that we are used to polish everything to make it picture perfect and not to talk about things that happen behind the curtain, you know. Now we all sit behind the curtain and nobody is actually, or almost nobody is sitting in front of the curtain. So
Exactly.
I think, it is very much important to be honest enough to each other to say it's not a good time. And I mean, like yesterday, we had a little, like a very, very little small elopement happening here, and we had a bit time after the ceremony and the breakdown, a very, very small like time, and we went out to drive a bit in the area, and we saw, like, and it was a Saturday afternoon. There was restaurants open, but there was nobody in, and
People
there
are,
was, yeah, that's exactly the problem. Even though that when things are allowed to happen, you know, maybe things don't happen
the way we expect,
the way we expect, or we are used to experience them. So we said actually this is like, just when you sit on your computer and you work and you know you are in your small little home environment, you feel somehow safe. But when you go out and when you see actually what is really going on. And then I hear restaurants closing in Cape Town and things like that, you know. It's so sad, and this is what we have to like face, I think, and we have to somehow also make plans for us to say, okay, I try whatever it's possible, but maybe also I have to bridge the time until things go back to a certain normality and doing something completely different. I think this is also a kind of possibility what some people do or have to do.
Can I ask you now, did it ever cross your mind now to go back to photography? Like to just, I mean, in a way to support your business, or maybe to like to co-offer like photography and like makeup, because maybe that is something that you could, I don't know, could maybe make money off right now?
Yeah. No, absolutely. It absolutely crossed my mind, because they could start working before us. So I'm like, I can maybe also do that, you know. But I've got a very specific client, very niche. I can't do, or I can, but I don't like doing it. It's like family photography, maternities. I can't do babies at all. Like that is so special. Um, so I only do portraiture beauty photography, and that is very, stream.
Limited.
You can do like business portfolios, but who's going to do a business portfolio now unless you're starting up a company in these times, or I can do model shoots or things like that. But it was really, I thought of it, but then I'm like, maybe not, because it's also another industry that you also need to think about. There's how many photographers out there, and now you're also taking away there, because they could have.
Have you ever thought, I mean, you are, or we know each other also via like another source, that you do always like shoots or style shoots with beautiful flowers. Have you ever thought to, it just crossed my mind while you was talking, to do maybe like a certain way of special flower photography? I mean, we've been talking to a lady just recently. She's doing a flower photography in a very special art, in a even in a kind of art. Would that maybe be something, and to make printouts for wallpaper or for fabric or things like that? Have you ever thought about doing that?
I thought about doing, because we work a lot with like flowers in our industry, and it always looks amazing on photographs. I mean, what's more beautiful than a bride sitting with her bouquet? It's just fabulous. But as I say, there's a very specific market for a specific person, So yes, it will be cool, and I maybe will do that in future. But as of now, I don't know. Like, I didn't actually think that like far ahead, can we say? And I think like,
but I was thinking far ahead for you. Maybe try it.
Yeah, but
fabulous.
I think,
and
it's a fair comment to say that people right now are taking every day by day, and I mean, who knows what comes in the future? I mean, I just this morning I saw Kanye West is going for presidency in the US. Like, I mean, these days, like, everything is possible. Yes, and it's not a fake, it's not a hoax. Like it's like I was like, what? But I think
everything can be better than what they have now.
This is I think, I mean, just what, but what I'm just saying is, like, this day is like you just take every day by day, and I think that is what a lot of people are doing. And it's a fair comment, because not everyone has even the energy right now, because it's draining a lot from what we are in right now, to even think of what might be possible in half a year or a year from now. But I hope, I mean, for your September wedding, I cross all of the fingers that I have, that and the toes, yes, that this is going to to pan out. Can I ask you just a personal question? When you are with those ladies and you're making them
Beautiful.
no, they are beautiful already.
More beautiful.
You're bringing
Yeah,
out the best.
yeah.
Yes, you're bringing out their best sides, their chocolate sides even more. What is this feeling that you have when those ladies then afterwards like look in the mirror and they're like, what, this is me, this is what you've done, like
Yes.
is this what is your challenge, or what is like the adrenaline that goes through? Because I mean, you are also under a lot of pressure in the sense of you're doing live art, there's no second chance. I mean, maybe for a bouquet, you can rearrange a little bit, like you can, but you're doing this live on someone's face, and
Yeah.
obviously you can like change like in the shade or whatever, but by the end of the day you're working like on the human being. So, and
Yeah.
when there is the result, like, and the people are like, wow, Mana, like, what have you done? This is not me, but it looks amazing. What is this feeling that it
Sometimes
like that you
I'm
have?
I'm like, okay, I need a cap here. Like, sorry.
sorry, we will have like another 2 more minutes only, so if you can just
Yeah,
answer
cool.
me this question,
No,
because
I
I
also
think,
have one.
okay, then
Keep on,
but then
keep on. I like this chat.
because I think
No,
that is what shows your passion, like what when you can explain to us the feeling that you have when you see what you have done to just ordinary people, and they just feel so much more beautiful.
live. Yeah, absolutely. I think the greatest compliment for me, and I love compliments, but the greatest compliment for me is when a person, and especially a bride, sees themselves and it's just sobbing of amazement. They cry so much, I start crying. I think
Please don't, you just
that is
have makeup on.
Yes.
No, I'm joking.
And I'm just like, that is raw emotion. You cannot fake that. That is fabulous. I must say, it happened a few times, and I'm always amazed by it. But when ladies come and sit in your chair, a lot of them come sit like this. They're just here to get their makeup done, whatever, just finish the job. And when they see themselves, they sit straight. It's like a confidence thing that you cannot give anyone else, or no one else can give you that like power, in any way.
Yeah.
So that for me is just phenomenal, to be quite honest. Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My last question was actually, I wanted to ask the whole time. As a makeup artist, you also maybe have challenges, because I mean 99.9% are maybe easier to transform, even more beautiful. But there is maybe that 0.1% which is a real challenge. Because I remember once I have seen from another makeup artist, she had to transform a very masculine looking lady into a feminine looking lady. I could not
Yeah.
really believe it, like what she did and how it looked at the end of the day. It looked really pretty, like a very soft looking lady, but like her natural beauty was more a masculine looking lady, and that was what she wants to look like. So
Yes.
and we were talking about that, and she said it was a real challenge, and it took hours to do that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
what was your biggest challenge when somebody came and said that and that, and you had to do this, and you said, oh, wow, this is a real challenge?
So for me, like, that was still in my beginning years. I had a lady, it was like for her 40th birthday party bash. But she doesn't like look after, you can see when someone doesn't look after their skin or whatever. And everything was a bit more hanging than they should have been, and what. But she insisted on having winged liner. And I'm like, this is not going to happen unless you want to look like Amy Winehouse with big black eyes. And she was like, just go for it. I want it. And when I was finished, I'm like, let's just go. Because seriously, if I need to take that off, it's going to take me like 2 hours to get that black off her eye, you know? So I just took the gap and went, you know, because I'm not happy with that, you know, because I mean, it just doesn't suit her, you know. And I think for me, it's just like, you know, when something is not gonna look as good as it should. But when people's mind are so set on it, you cannot change that. It's what they want, you know. And you must find freedom with that. You just need to give over. You can tell them, like, listen here, have you maybe thought about this or that? But they're not going to budge, guys. They're not going to budge, hey? Then you just need to do what they say because you like giving a service, you know? So, I mean, I'm sure you know how that feels, Sylvia and Elsie.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
really?
we in this cases we say, please don't take us.
Yes,
Well, no,
don't tag.
I think
Yeah.
people, and I think that is, I mean, and we are in some ways we might even be guilty of it, like sometimes, like when we think of other industries, but we just need to really reflect why we are hiring a professional, you know, whether it is like someone you go like a property I don't know, like some other industries, you know, you go to some place because
a doctor.
you want the best
You're not
advice for the situation that you are in.
Yeah. You're not going to
You
tell
know?
him how to operate your heart.
Yes.
Exactly.
Like, no. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and I think that is like whoever you talk to, or even a tailor, you know, you tell him this is my figure right now, you know, I have the idea of this dress, but you also need to be okay with it if the tailor tells you, you know what, for this shape I would not recommend you to have an A-line dress, or to have like a whatever, like not too like low here, because it just doesn't suit your shape. It's not because they do not want to sell you the dress, but it's just
I want you to look good.
Yeah, even prettier than it is. And I think, I mean, and sometimes, I mean, we also, I think we just have to look deep down, like everyone really, in ourselves. You know what, let professionals do their job, let go a little bit. And we all know, specifically in our industry, it's very difficult because we're dealing with like once in a lifetime moment. It's not like a repetitive thing where you, like, I mean, you go there again and you have like no problem, maybe if you're failing one time, and then, or if you don't like it the one time, and then you go there and say, okay, for the next birthday we're going to do it differently. But like, this is, I think, the best advice, because then, and I think it resonates with you, if someone is giving you the freedom to do what you think is right for them, the outcome and the result will just be so much more natural in a way. Yes. Then if you have, like, I don't know, 5 million things that they need and they want and they have seen, but it just doesn't suit them. I mean, we are all in the service industry where we also sometimes we don't say no, you know, which is also like in our ethos, you know, we don't say no to clients because clients are kings.
Please them.
Yes, we want to please them. But we also need to really direct them and say, you know what, this is how I think is maybe like solution A works better with you than solution B, or might just take a little bit of solution A, but go much more with solution B. And I think maybe that is also something, how you feel like if you get a very tight framework, like, is it, I think it's much more difficult to work within this, or if someone says, you know what, just make what you think needs to be done.
Absolutely. I actually had a client now just, I think, a week or two ago, and she's just like, Mona, whatever, I just want to feel it, you know. And it just so beautiful. But also a thing that I love having is time. And in our industry, we don't always have time, you know. So if I can have like, I don't know, 2 hours on a face, that's like super a lot. But if I can, that will be amazing. So, but yeah, it's just not it's just not on because no bride wants to get ready so early, That's why I'm like, yes, but you've got 5 bridesmaids, it's like a little machine needs to go, So,
Okay.
but so, and some weddings go really quicker more than others because a lot of people are more chatty. And now, can you imagine like putting a hectic, chatty person next to me? We'll like just go on for days, So it takes So, and others are so much more quiet, you work a bit faster because you're not distracted. But yeah, if time is a major thing for me, I think if we've got time, we can be more creative, more even so, than with an hour or 45 minutes. So yeah.
That makes the circle round from where we began. I can tell you in the next couple of 2 months, we are coming to Cape Town. We will give you any time to make us
Please
as
come.
beautiful
Yes.
as you are looking today.
Please.
That's the challenge, right?
Well, she will be unique, one
Please
of the
come
kind.
and-
You will never look like her, but you will look your very own
Yeah,
beautiful.
Guys, did you
you
see
are
the
responsible
mark I did
for
on-
that.
I'd actually in the lockdown, I did this portraiture shoot with my mom. I mean, she's 71, and she gave me freedom and to explore. And those photographs are on my Instagram, and
Yes,
it was
I
like
saw
the
that.
most liked post that I ever made. We are always so like, it's only the younger ones, the younger
Exactly.
ones. And I just said, we
Exactly.
need a challenge for once. Why can we not, like, for the people that we love the most, our moms or aunts or whatever that
Yes.
raised us, why can we not beautify them? Why must they always be like in the back? And I thought it looked freaking fabulous. So please
Yes,
come on.
I saw that. Mom looks really.
Yeah. And maybe I have an idea. Maybe we can come up with an idea to incorporate a fashion designer, and we can make a shoot like for middle age. Is it correctly expressed? And old
Politically
age.
correct.
And old age. Right? Like before.
She's
and after.
good.
Middle age is you and not me. Okay, we have to discuss this again.
But I think that is an idea where we could actually maybe inspire people more in my age, also to take more like attention to makeup, to fashion, to things that maybe you feel like you will not wear this because you are over this age, but maybe you wear something else but looks amazing, but you never tried.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I never saw my mom like that ever in my life because, I mean, really, if she puts on lipstick, I'm like, whoa, that looks weird, like, do not do that. Because I don't know her like that. And a lot of ladies don't know themselves like that, but it's there. The lines are there. We are working with it, So I think that's like an awesome market to do, It's like ladies, I want to say almost like 40 and up, So that will be amazing.
That's your age group.
That's
glad.
You're keeping that one just.
Maybe this is also a challenge and a new chapter to look after a certain group of age, to say, okay, you give classes for 40 plus people or 50 plus people, 60 plus people. There might be an opportunity for you to look into this more deeper than maybe in brides that only will come maybe by end of the year again.
Yeah, exactly. No, absolutely. So I've got a class that I'm giving, I think, in the next 2 weeks, and they are all over 40, and I'm like, I'm so excited for that, for what's to come.
So where can people sign up? Like, if people now hear us laughing and joking and like making fun of beautiful things, but just where can they get much more information about you and your work, and maybe if they're interested in joining one of the sessions?
Oh, thank you for the opportunity to let me talk about it. But you can actually just go on one of my socials, like the Instagram or Facebook, whatever. Not everyone is on Instagram, but I'm more active there. And you can just like drop me a DM or message and like, hey, Mana, like, can I come for a class? Can I come for this? And then we'll chat over an email just to make it more like set in, I don't know, like an email always feel more, you know, structured. And then I'll just like send them an email along and just chat about it, you know, what's the expectations and what would they love to do? Do you have a friend or two that wants to come along, you know? So I always think that's amazing. Like all the girls getting together, chatting, having a fabulous time. And at the end of it, what a bonding time and just taking an experience, you know, like, wow, now I can do my makeup. I've got enough knowledge now. So
yes, amazing, wonderful.
I'm so excited what comes.
I haven't seen Mom so excited to speak for a long, long time.
You know what? I already see this in my mind. And this is quite interesting. I see this project because this became, during the last hour, it became a project in my mind.
Okay.
yes,
then we're going to follow this through.
It's going to happen.
It will.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So we hope that at least in 2021, there will be one couple that sees you and maybe brings you closer to your dreams, like taking you somewhere outside of the country for a wedding. Let's see. I mean, we're crossing our fingers, but for now, we wish you all the very best. Stay safe. Stay so positive. Put on makeup. You look gorgeous.
Oh, yes.
Like there is no doubt about it. People, if you want to follow, what is your Instagram account? Mana Makeup?
Is Mana Bosch, my surname, Bosch. And Facebook is just Mana Makeup.
Okay, yeah, Mana Makeup. Wonderful. Okay, Mana, thank you so much for your time this morning. Have a lovely rest of the Sunday.
This was amazing. I think this could have gone on like even an hour more.
Thank you. Thank you for your honesty and thank you for being here. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful Sunday.
You too. Bye.
Bye.